Post-quantum readiness. Post-quantum readiness does not begin with buying a quantum computer. It begins with a simpler and more uncomfortable question. Where do your keys live? Most people imagine the quantum transition as a future event. One day the machine arrives. One day the old cryptography breaks. One day everyone reacts. But serious security does not work that way. If the data must remain secret for 10 years, the problem has already started. If the device cannot be updated, the problem has already started. If the protocol cannot rotate keys, the problem has already started. If nobody knows where cryptography is used inside the organization, the problem has already started. Post-quantum readiness is not panic. It is housekeeping before the storm. Step 1, inventory the cryptography. The first task is not dramatic. It is boring. That is why it matters. Make an inventory. Where do you use RSA? Where do you use elliptic curves? Which certificates protect public services? Which internal systems use old TLS libraries? Which VPNs, databases, backups, APIs, hardware modules, and embedded devices depend on classical public key cryptography? Which vendors control the update path? Which systems are so old that nobody wants to touch them? This is the first reality check. An organization cannot migrate cryptography it cannot see. The same logic applies to a normal person. Where are your recovery phrases? Which wallets are long-term? Which exchanges or custodians hold assets for you? Which devices contain keys? Which accounts protect your identity? Which data would still hurt if it became readable years later? Readiness begins with a map. No map, no migration. Step 2, classify data by lifetime. Not all data needs the same protection. A temporary login code is not a state archive. A food delivery message is not a medical record. A short-lived session key is not a diplomatic cable. The important question is, how long must this remain secret? 1 day. 1 month. 5 years. 30 years. If data has a long confidentiality lifetime, it may be exposed to harvest now decrypt later risk. An attacker does not need to decrypt it today. They can collect it today and wait for better tools. That means the migration priority is not only based on system size. It is based on time value. The secrets that must survive longest should move first. Step 3, build crypto agility. Crypto agility means the system can change its cryptography without collapsing. This sounds simple. It is not. Many systems were built as if algorithms would last forever. The algorithm is hard-coded. The certificate process is manual. The hardware cannot support new schemes. The smart contract cannot upgrade. The wallet cannot rotate cleanly. The vendor has no roadmap. The backup process depends on old assumptions. Crypto agility asks, can we replace the algorithm? Can we rotate keys? Can we run hybrid modes? Can we update clients? Can we support old and new systems during transition? Can we roll back safely? Can we prove the migration worked? The goal is not to guess the perfect future algorithm today. The goal is to avoid being trapped by yesterday's algorithm tomorrow. Step 4, ask vendors real questions. Post-quantum readiness is not only an internal project. It is a supply chain project. Cloud providers. VPN vendors. Identity systems. Payment processors. Hardware security modules. Browsers. CDNs. Messaging platforms. Wallet providers. Custodians. Every vendor becomes part of the migration. So the questions must be specific. Do you support NIST post-quantum standards? Do you have a migration roadmap? Do you support hybrid key exchange? Which products are already quantum safe? Which products will never be updated? What is the timeline? What happens to archived data? How do customers verify the change? Marketing language is not enough. A badge is not enough. Readiness requires dates, products, protocols, and evidence. Step 5, Test hybrid migration. The real transition will not happen by flipping one global switch. For years, systems will run in hybrid mode. Classical cryptography plus post-quantum cryptography. Old clients plus new clients. Legacy hardware plus upgraded services. Public systems plus internal systems. Hybrid migration is messy, but it is practical. It lets organizations test post-quantum algorithms without betting the entire system on a single step. Cloudflare, Microsoft, NIST, CISA, the IETF and other actors are all part of this movement. The direction is clear. Standards first. Testing next. Defaults later. Full migration after that. The earlier a system tests the path, the less painful the final transition becomes. Step 6, Do not forget backups and archives. Many security plans focus on live systems. But old data often creates the biggest quantum problem. Backups. Legal archives. Medical records. Financial documents. Source code repositories. Customer data. Identity databases. Private messages. Cold storage. These systems may remain valuable long after the original software has changed. So post-quantum readiness must include archives. What is encrypted? With which algorithm? Who has access? How long must it remain confidential? Can it be re-encrypted? Can old backups be destroyed safely? Can critical secrets be rotated? The future attacker may not attack your production server. They may attack yesterday's forgotten archive. Step 7, Crypto users need a personal checklist. For individuals, the checklist is smaller but still real. Use wallets and custodians that can explain their upgrade path. Avoid unnecessary key exposure. Do not reuse addresses forever when the protocol gives safer behavior. Keep recovery material offline and protected. Understand which assets depend on which signature schemes. Track whether important protocols discuss post-quantum migration openly. Do not panic sell because of quantum headlines. Do not ignore the subject because it feels technical. The right behavior is boring. Use systems that can adapt. Avoid systems that pretend keys are eternal. The main conclusion. Post-quantum readiness is not a single product. It is a discipline. Inventory. Data lifetime. Crypto agility. Vendor pressure. Hybrid testing. Archive protection. Key rotation. Clear migration paths. The future will not reward the loudest prediction. It will reward the systems that can change before change is forced. The question is not, when exactly will the quantum computer arrive? The better question is, if it arrived earlier than expected, what would we wish we had already done? That list is the work. And the work starts before the crack appears.